Hey guys, it's T, and today's video is going to be full of unpopular opinions, per usual. So if you watch the video and you like what you see, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And even if you don't like what you see, go ahead and share it anyways, because maybe one of your friends on your timeline will like it. I moved to Spain in 2013, and somewhere around 2014, everybody and their mama got a travel blog. In this whole swarm of travel blogging, it's really kind of effed the game up, because now people look at travel as like a series of geotagged locations on cool Instagram pictures, deep introspective moments while you look at ethereal landscapes or stand next to ancient ruins or some super luxurious opulent lifestyle. And don't get me wrong, some people really do experience that, but for the vast majority of us travelers, that is not our everyday life. And because blogging is a business and it brings in the coins, I get that you have to emphasize the positive, but I'm here to burst bubbles. Money. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and throw out a random percentage. 80 to like 95% of your favorite travel blogger is really broke. Now when I say broke, I don't mean that they have no money, but I am saying that if you think they can just pick up a card and go wherever they want to go, you're probably wrong. I've traveled to quite a few countries and I've lived abroad for a significant period of time, and I've met a lot of bloggers, and most of us are living very normal, affordable, frugal lives. I've met people, especially traveling in Southeast Asia, that save for an entire year just to go on 3 or 4 months of travel. When you meet someone who lives in Europe and they travel to all these European destinations, why do you think they're going there? I went to Rome for $80 round trip. Why do you think your European travel bloggers are posting so much wine? Why do you think your Asian travel bloggers are going out to eat all the time? Because it's dirt cheap. I can go out to eat and have a drink for like $15. And that's not to knock their hustle, because I'm all about budget travel. But somehow you think that the more countries you see someone in, the more they're caking. And that's not the case. But you were just in Tokyo. Girl, I saw your post in Thailand. But you always go out when you're in Korea. Let me break it to you guys. Almost every destination in the world is cheaper than America. There's no tax, there's no tip, it's cheap, you enjoy it. When I was in Southeast Asia, I ran into a ton of travel bloggers. And let me tell you that we were all pinching pennies just the same. We were all buying the $1 beer because we didn't want to go over budget. They don't want to show you what they're actually living. They want to show you what you want to see. And what you want to see is pretty stuff. I mean, I want to see pretty stuff. I don't want to see nobody struggling in like a budget hostel. I do that myself. It's the nature of the business. And to be really honest, I'll do a separate video on this. Travel is not expensive as you think it is. I know that I'm broke, but I go places. It's really just about prioritizing. The second part of this, personally, I've encountered a lot of people who can agree with this. Living a transient lifestyle is stressful. When you're teaching abroad, or especially when you're traveling abroad for long periods of time, you don't really have roots. You're constantly transient. I'm preparing to pack up my apartment and it's stressing me out because I've accumulated things that I can't keep. I have to throw away a lot of the belongings that I've got here because my life isn't here. This is a temporary state for me. When you're teaching abroad, you're here on a year contract. I lost one of my closest friends in Korea in February. Your friends are constantly cycling out. When you're traveling for long periods of time, or even just doing a series of short trips, I've went on week trips where I've hung out with 4 different groups of people. You meet someone one day, but they're on the move. It leaves you feeling a little lost. You never have a solid foundation of people. On top of that, you're living out of a suitcase or a backpack. I don't know, it's just really weird and it makes you feel kind of discombobulated. I don't know how to word it. Where do I belong? I'm like a vagabond just roaming about, you know? There's something about stability that helps calm our nerves. And even when you're living abroad, you don't have a lot of stability, which brings me to my next point. A sense of home, or the lack thereof. Now this really gets out of whack when you're living abroad. You have a home, but your home isn't your home, because I've made Korea my home. Like, when I travel and I come back after a week, it feels so good to be in my apartment in my home. But the catch-22 of that is that it's not really my home. They say home is where the heart is. But when I go home, I don't feel at home. When I came back home from Spain, my heart is with my family. But that wasn't my home anymore. It felt foreign to me. It felt weird to me. In Korea, I feel kind of the same. I'm going home and I'm kind of dreading it because I know that's not my home per se anymore. Some people backpack for 6 months, and it's for 6 months you don't really have a home. Where do I go? It's stressful. It's hard. No one talks about that. And the last part is Instagram. Don't get me wrong, travel absolutely changes you. It opens your mind to a lot of things. But this concept that suddenly you have this deep epiphany right after you travel is bull. So when I read these Instagram posts that are like a paragraph long of some chick sitting on a cliff with her hair blown in the wind about this deep epiphany she had, I'm like, girl, everything else in life takes you like days or weeks or months or even years of distance to be able to fully process. But this deep ethereal moment you got in 5 seconds to post on Instagram, girl, stop. My name is somewhere always, but very early on into having my blog, I realized that I couldn't be a travel blogger. I went to Vietnam and I realized that pressure to post pictures and the pressure to show people what I'm doing for me was too much. Rode on the back of a motorcycle. I wanted to enjoy that motorcycle ride. I didn't want to be like, oh, hold on, selfie stick. Oh, I'm on a motorcycle. Snapchat, look at me. There's people who are able to do it, but for some of us, we just want to enjoy the moment, and travel blogging does not let you enjoy the moment, in my opinion. Moreover, I'm not photogenic. Don't get me wrong, I'm a cute girl, but when it comes to pictures, I am a super duper troll. Now that everyone's a travel blogger and everyone's blogging, it's trying to one up the other on who can have the best picture. I see all those amazingly perfectly placed pictures, their hair blowing perfectly in the wind, and I don't care. Travel sucks sometimes. Living abroad sucks sometimes. It takes a toll on you emotionally, financially. Travel is not this glorious thing, and I just want y'all to know that your favorite blogger probably is counting coins and taking 1,000 pictures and using 1,000,000 filters and pretending that they're happy sometimes when they're really feeling miserable. Lies bloggers tell, and the truth about traveling. Now you know.